Being on the Student Leadership Board has been really inspirational for me.
The Student Leadership Board is really cool because you get to be with other students who also are concerned with human rights and social justice.
This is my first year on the Student Leadership Board.
I do see myself as an activist, someone who wants to create change.
The students on the Student Leadership Board really care and are really invested in making the world a better place.
Learning about the Holocaust is going to teach me to be a person who's an upstander.
I would define being an upstander as somebody who, when they see something that is wrong, they want to change it.
What that means to me is stepping in for people who don't have the voice, being the voice for them, and not just standing by, but stepping in for them.
I've been using the speakers and the resources and the training of the Holocaust Center for just about 20 years now. And one of the most popular moments in my year is when Eva comes to my class.
I'm very excited to interview Eva because her experiences and her interview offers me a way to tell people why I'm doing this and who I'm helping and how I can prevent other people from having to experience the story she's going to tell me.
It's not just a statistic that we see in history, it's real life.
Do you have any early memories as a child?
Of course. When I was 11, Jewish children were no longer allowed in the public schools. Of course, you know, when you're discriminated against, it makes you scared. And one day my mother and I were walking unter den Linden, which is a famous boulevard in Berlin, and all of a sudden we heard, "Hitler's coming, Hitler's coming." And so she said, "Turn around." And we quickly turned around toward a jewelry shop and watched the reflection of Hitler passing by. Scary moment.
Second law is...
We had a few survivors come in, and I just learned that it was really important to get these people's stories now while we still can.
It is very important for me to not only tell my story, but to connect it with today.
I think people often think of the Holocaust as a far-off problem that doesn't affect us anymore, but there are people all over the world surviving genocides and the refugee crisis, and I think that this might be able to help people see that it's not in another world. This is part of how we're living today.
There are more student activists. I feel that when a speaker comes by and we've done the unit on the Holocaust, the students are extra energized to change the world.
Can we do it?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
I can do it.
I can do it.
I can create change.
Because of what I have learned at the Holocaust Center and from my class on the Holocaust, I feel more empowered in what I'm going to do next, which I hope involves politics and helping people live up to their full potential without being discriminated against.
A typical sight, busloads of students arriving at the Holocaust Center for Humanity. But let's back up a second and tell the story behind this visit by the kids in Paul Regelberg's 6th grade class from Scenic Hill Elementary School in Kent.
Scenic Hill serves a high English as a second language population. We have about 50% of our students that qualify for those services. Many of our students are refugee students that come from situations that have caused them to flee their country for various reasons. And so as a school community, we recognize that our kids have been impacted by trauma and recognize the seriousness of why it's so important to ensure that our students get a quality education.
Paul taught a Holocaust unit in his class. with the full support of his principal.
Because we are a diverse community, and we have to have common understanding about treatment of others and treatment of each other as we function as a school community. It was a great connection for his class to be able to learn, not necessarily just learning about the Holocaust, but kids being able to share with their peers the impact of having to flee their country for whatever reason. And so Paul and I thought, wow, what a great character education opportunity for our students.
Change begins with me by giving other people respect that they need and the respect that I give myself.
Change begins with me by helping people who are being bullied.
If you just sit by and do nothing, nothing will change. But if you do something, then change will start.
Change begins with me by stopping bullies.
I couldn't be the teacher that I am if it weren't for the Holocaust Center for Humanity. I believe that I've gotten to the level I have because of my training from the Holocaust Center. Having survivors being able to come out and speak to my students, getting the teacher trunks, the kids just opening up these things like they're a treasure chest. It's magic. Holocaust education helps give them a voice and a language so that they can attach themselves saying, we're not alone.
Then, on this day, a field trip to the center in Seattle, made possible by the Holocaust Center and its donors.
It's just an exciting opportunity for my kids. It just fills my heart because oftentimes my kids aren't able to leave the community that they live in. Having the students go on the field trip to the Holocaust Museum is an opportunity for them to fully understand and grasp all that they've been learning in the classroom. It's an authentic experience.
Good morning, Scenic Hill Elementary. How's everybody doing this morning? Good.
I am a docent here at the Holocaust Center. I'm a legacy speaker.
My name is Michal. My father is a Holocaust survivor.
My name is Arje Engelberg. I was born in Poland.
I'm very fortunate that my father, at 84 years old, is alive and well. When the war broke out, my father was a little boy. He was just a child, but my father's childhood was stolen from him by the Nazis. I decided to become a speaker because I've inherited a legacy of trauma. I recently spoke to a group of children from Scenic Hill. In that group, there are children that are immigrants, children that are refugees, and I hope that my talk creates an opening for them to share their stories. I want them to know that they don't have to hold their stories inside for 70 years like my father did. I hope my dad inspires them to share their story. I want them to know that their experience is valued. And he knew that. One of the things that the Holocaust Center has really done for me personally, which I'm so deeply grateful for, is that it's brought my family closer together. At the end of his testimony, the interviewer asks my father, "Have we learned anything?" And my father, in his calm wisdom, answers,
Did we learn anything? Well, we are trying.
Trying to learn, eager to learn. The Scenic Hill 6th graders.
I was really excited to coming here because I wanted to check out all the cool things of Anne Frank and her diaries. I saw the play and I was Anne Frank in the play. I felt like I was in her shoes, like feeling the pain that she was going through because people didn't give Jews respect. It's important to know what happened before so we could change it so that doesn't happen again. Change begins with me by being an upstander, not a bystander. As a symbol of our promise to always be upstanders, even if it's not the popular thing, we offer you each our heartfelt thanks as well as these white roses. Thank you.
The reality is that Holocaust survivors will soon no longer be here to give first-hand accounts and to tell their stories. With the help of the Holocaust Center, all of us legacy speakers are creating the opportunity for kids in our state to hear the stories and to carry the torch forward.